So what is the most important thing when we are working with the software engineers or with other intellectual roles? The most important thing, I would say, is their motivation. It's the ability to perform the work that they like and they desire to do. Anything else or everything else is less important. The only ambition or the only motivation that people have is the internal thing. It cannot be stimulated externally. Well, external stimulation usually is when we do provide them certain options and they have a choice between things that they more desire or less desire. But overall, the motivation is the unique and only thing that make your product successful. If people are motivated to work with you or on your product, then they will be able to contribute, and overall you will be a successful team. Otherwise, it's not possible. People motivated uniquely and solely by money, they won't do what they like. When people are not able to enjoy their life, they treat work as miserable obligation and they just don't want to do it. And you can run evaluations, one-to-one meetings, motivation schedule and everything else. If they're not motivated to do that, they won't do it. And different people approach that differently. For some people, motivation could be in the work that they do, and for some people, the motivation could be in the state in which they want to be. For example, we have people, two software engineers. Both of them do like coding, but one engineer will use this as a tool to get to a certain lifestyle or state of their life where they want to be, and another person will focus solely on the interesting projects and the work itself. And in the first scenario, when person motivated to achieve something other than joy of coding, because joy of coding is inevitably for every role in development, and joy of coding exists despite the fact of what you are doing. But some people, they only enjoy on working on something global. Like, I want to have a vision, I want to have a global thing, I want to have an influence, and I want to make a decisions in scope of the product, and this is their motivation. And if something goes wrong, meaning that they are working on something boring, and like 99% of the time we are working on something what is boring. We don't usually work on exciting projects 12 years a month, and this is just because you get used to everything. Even if the project was very ambitious and intriguing and exciting at the beginning, in 3 months you will get used to it and it will become boring. The same with the salary. We have a high salary, and then let's say definition of high is very subjective based on the country where you're from, but if you have a meaningful salary that you are satisfied, in 3 months you will get used to that and you will want more. And when you want more, there is a signal that people are not satisfied with their job. They don't want more money. They want a better environment or better projects or better job itself. Because usually the candidates or talents, they think that money is a problem solver. But in fact, in reality, money is not a problem solver. There are many aspects to the job environment that have to persist or present to make the talent lives much better and make them want to go to the work. And one of them is mentorship. Mentorship has to be there. Mentorship in the scope of the career growth that they want to pursue. That can be a tech leading position, team leading position, project management position, or something else in a separate domain. Because sometimes people go to get the university degree in computer science and then they join the team and then they start working, but deep inside they know software development isn't their thing. It's not because of complexity, because I personally truly believe that software development can be done by any person. There is no rocket science, and 99% of the time we write APIs or we color the buttons. So only true desire or true love to the coding can keep us working at the same thing over and over again. If you take into consideration my years of experience, and I'm there all the time, as a front-end developer I was doing the same. I was centering the diff most of the time. And as a backend developer, I was doing the same. I was writing the API endpoints over and over and over again. Yes, different technology sets and different state of the modern technologies is giving certain constraints and limitations or abilities and enable us. But the problem here is, I think, going to arise with AI. Because personally, I don't think AI is going to write the products themselves. AI cannot write the product, and I'm confident. I'm probably not qualified or competent enough to provide solid arguments and facts why this is impossible, but from what I see, I have certain hypotheses why it's not possible or why it doesn't do the job. And the same thing with coding. If we take significantly or rather medium size code base and we try to apply the whole, let's say, changes that would touch most of the code base, it's probably going to fail miserably, and we have to override the things that it did. So if we consider that people without technical degree, they will do this job successfully, then I highly doubt that. And I think that's fine, that's normal, because the problem of converting English to binary was there forever. And most of the time, only the combination of two different domains can successfully bring us to the state of the product development. That means we need a product owner and we need a developer because they speak completely different languages. And the person that is solely taking this position is either going to be very slow or not having enough competence in both domains, so it will fail by default in the product development. I mean, we don't take the extraordinary situations when people achieve something, and I think by all means people have to try using AI and build their products. By all means it's the right thing. But if we take an approach when we try to have a commodity applications re-implemented, such as CRMs or or SaaS and some management application skills or dashboards or financial analytical tools, if we try to re-implement something that's already on the market, for example, I want to create a duplicate of Salesforce, or for example, I want to implement a duplicate of HubSpot. I don't think a person without skill set in both domains solely can do that. And the problem that actually there is that I think it ruins developers' lives right now. Not because of the statement that AI can take someone's job. I don't think AI was ever capable of taking someone's jobs, and by default or per se AI ain't capable to take someone's jobs right now. For example, if you ask me whether I can take any of our other developer and replace it with AI, it's impossible. I cannot comprehend how some people consider this as a viable option for them. Yes, some of our developers are significantly increased their delivery and pace of development. That's fine. It's also possible. However, the usage of more expensive models just ruins the math of the building of applications. If you waste $50 per 15 minutes on implementation of something that a junior developer can do in the same amount of time with a lesser cost in materials, then we have the business problem that is not solvable, because the cost of development is significantly higher than the cost of the product itself, because the trivial things nowadays don't cost a lot. And the problem here is it steals the work from developers that they enjoy, because I don't enjoy the fact that I can write a command or I can write a request and I have the full-fledged application ready. I don't enjoy that. There is nothing into it. Nothing into it comparing to what developers were used to. Maybe this type of reward is something that is achievable for the guys who are not having engineering degree or not computer scientists, and for a project manager role, or maybe for someone who is out of IT world coming and they are able to implement the scraper or for the weather portal. That's fine. If you enjoy that, by all means, it enables you to have something meaningful in your life, and please continue, keep going and do what you love. But for developers, the main result, or let's say the main reward, is struggle that is rewarded. For us, the difficulty of writing of the code was something that we enjoyed because it was rewarded with a working application. Hours spent on certain bugs is a joyful thing for us because it rewarded us with a working solution, and there is nothing nearly or closely better than that as a feeling that people can enjoy. If you struggle for 6 hours in something and then at the end of these 6 hours you started to work, or you struggled for 3 days, you didn't sleep, you didn't eat, and then you fixed that thing and it started to work, the joy is incomparable with anything humans. Maybe it's some drugs or anything else, maybe it would compare the joy that we had. So for us it's a drug. And then we have AI that at best does something meaningless. I doubt that this is a viable option, because developers won't stay in the positions when they have to apply AI, because at this point it will be clearly not intellectual work, because all their knowledge and skill set that they had acquired over the years will be just redundant. I don't think developers are going to enjoy that, and I doubt that this will be beneficial for anyone's business. And if any of this makes sense for you and you would like to know more about software development, please subscribe to the channel and follow me on social media, and also visit our website and schedule a call with me, an introduction call where I can share something that may be interesting for you. And at this point, I wish you a great day and hope to see you soon. Bye bye.